So if you're wanting to get started in entrepreneurship, I want to share with you in this video one of the main mistakes that you're going to make that will hold you back if you don't nip it early in your journey, and that's vanity. Vanity is an interesting topic and one that I've studied extensively as a 20-year-old entrepreneur that is well on track to be doing $1 million a year in profit within, no later than a year at this point with my business, if not even sooner. But to be honest with you, that number doesn't even excite me anymore. My goal is purely to make services and products that benefit the end consumer and get obsessed with their experience. You've seen a lot of experts come and go. You've seen a lot of business owners come and go. You've seen a lot of people who flash up one day with a large YouTube ads campaign that are then gone within a couple months because their product or service didn't quite stand up to the promises that they made on the front end. We've seen it a million times. Another expert or guru comes online and says, hey, you can make money online and here's how, and they use their Lamborghini or their big house or their chiseled six-pack abs as a motivator to get you to click on whatever it is that they're selling and come down their funnel and purchase their product or service. Now, let me start by saying that none of these people, when I've personally met them, are genuinely bad people. Really, they're only doing it because it works. So frankly, can you blame them? Even I do it. One of my most viewed videos is a video on my channel of me picking up this watch. It's a $17,500 Rolex Daytona that I was able to afford, which is pretty insane to me, considering the fact that, again, I'm only 20 years old. Now, humble flexes aside, I do want to get to the point of this video, and the point being, what are you trying to do as an entrepreneur? Do you just want luxuries and lifestyle, or do you want to build products and services that really serve people? And frankly, if you just want luxuries and lifestyle, you're pretty disconnected from what it takes to build and sustain a legitimate business long term. The best business owners that I know, the people that I associate myself with, legitimately associate with, on the weekends I play video games with a handful of entrepreneurs, about 4 or 5 people, and if you add up all of our collective profits, we do anywhere from $3 to $4 million a year together, which is a pretty crazy thing to get to say. But none of them, not a single one of them, genuinely care about what their business does for them. And this is the big key that I want to sort of download to you in this video. If you're just getting started as an entrepreneur and you're wanting the big secret, or you want to know what it takes to really win, I'll tell you right now. And I'll tell you by using a story of the great Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, since the late 90s, maybe early 90s. I don't know Jeff that much. One of my favorite quotes from him is, he says, he wakes up and he makes 3 good decisions every day and then he goes to bed. And when Jeff was asked, what is a good decision? What makes up a good decision? What are its constituent parts? He answered very simply, anything that benefits the end consumer, I consider to be a good decision. And that's not really verbatim, but you can find the interview online. It's fairly popular, a lot of views. Just look up Jeff Bezos interview and I'm sure you'll find it. But what's interesting about that mentality is that it's the same one that got him to the point where he's now the richest man on the planet, at least as far as we know. So there's some magic in that consumer focus. And I want you to understand that it's that consumer focus that will take you to the top as an entrepreneur. While doing as little back patting as possible on myself here, I do want to use my own business as an example because it's the quickest place that I can reference. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands really, on developing the services and products, my own education, my own abilities to serve the people that I serve as I've grown the business. No expense has been spared from my vantage point in my ability to serve the people that come in and decide to pick me over maybe one of my competitors, either in my service business or my education business, whatever it is. So I'll ask it again. What do you want? Why are you in business? What are you trying to achieve? There's different layers to what you need as a human being. Maybe at the start you just want to have your bills paid and you just want to quit your job, and that's a great place to start. But once you pass a certain level and your lifestyle needs are fulfilled, you will cap out there if that was your goal. That's the crazy thing about being an entrepreneur. I moved into this gorgeous, luxurious, almost $4,000 a month apartment right out of my parents' basement, and the shock to my mentality was intense. I stalled for a long time because I didn't really know what my next goal was. I didn't really have one, if I'm honest with you. I really kind of was ready to just stay there and not move forward. I wanted a watch, I wanted an apartment, and I wanted a certain car. The only thing I haven't got off of that list was the certain car because frankly, my Honda Civic is a banging ride. Only Civic owners know. Sport mode on a Civic, Not bad at all. So another way of trying to convey what I'm trying to say to you is by saying that if your only goal is a certain material item or a certain revenue goal with your business, you are going to stall out. It's just the reality of it. My personal goal right now for my business, if you're to ask me what my revenue goal is, it's $100,000 a month in profit. But I've learned the hard way that I won't arrive at that goal by fixating on it and saying that that's what I want. I'll arrive at that goal by growing my audience, serving more people, developing our products and services, and building better marketing machines while having an intense focus on the customer experience along the whole way. With these things in my forebrain, blowing past $100,000 a month in profit won't be hard, and frankly, I'm only one or two small moves away from that being a reality. So how do you avoid the desire for luxuries? How do you avoid what's in it for you as an entrepreneur? Well, there's different levels of consciousness. There's different layers of thinking when you're a human being. You start off with your own needs, and once your needs are met, you sort of adopt higher needs, and once those needs are met, and you get to a point where all of your needs are met socially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, environmentally, what's next? Well, that's when it's time to adopt a focus on your customer, a focus on the marketplace, a focus on others. You look at the lives of those most sought after, the people that are considered to be the most wise, generous, and impactful people. It all comes down to really one trait, and that's an intense focus on the lives and well-being of others. And I'm of the belief system that a focus on others and a focus on your revenue as a business owner aren't inherently separate focuses. If you want to grow revenue, focus on others. If you want to focus on others, it will grow your revenue. So that's the secret. That's my secret. That's the secret of everybody that I know that is at 7 figures or more with their business. It's that at one point in their journey, they spent an intense amount of time developing their customer experience, and they let go of the self for at least a moment so that they could develop something that really matters. Whether it's a Facebook ads campaign style for generating leads for real estate agents, or if it's an e-commerce product that fits a market need in your niche, or it's a consulting offer that impacts the lives of a specific type of person with a massive problem. Whatever it is, at some point you had to really think about them, and that's the secret. The secret is getting out of your own head. I'm a huge fan, and I talk a lot about self-image psychology and the psychology of how one views oneself and the effect that your view on yourself has on the externalities of your life and your outcome as a human being. But the problem with focusing on psychology and self-psychology is the inherent idea that you're even focused on yourself in the first place. If you want to grow a business that really sustains, that you could sell for tens of millions of dollars, or that you can have a lot of impact through, it doesn't start with what you want. It starts with what the customer wants and how you can bend and mold to meet those needs. So my challenge to you, my fellow entrepreneur, someone who I have the utmost, highest respect for, because entrepreneurship in the first place is a highly challenging, highly frustrating at times career path. My challenge would be to get out of your own head and think about what does the end consumer want. And if you can do this for long enough, and if you could just hold out for long enough and forget what you want for just a moment, I promise you it will be one of the best decisions you've made as an entrepreneur since you've gotten started, and you will thank me forever. On average, from my experience having watched hundreds of people start and grow their own business and mentoring them directly, I've learned that most people spend most of their time thinking about their goals. And the people that rise to the top, the people that have helped them literally go from scratch to doing $1 million a year, those people are obsessed with how they help the people that they help and who they're going to help. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully this is meaningful for you. Hopefully you take this one to heart, and I'll see you in the next one.